Hello again. This is Michael Broussard, author and performer of Ask a Sex Abuse Survivor, an interactive theatrical show about my experiences as a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. Today, I want to talk about dissociation. Dissociation is a word I learned in therapy, and it's also an answer to a question that I had for many, many years. Dissociation was at first for me a survival mechanism. You see, when I was being abused, violently, painfully abused by my stepfather starting at the age of 7, my mind could not handle the input. I could not be present for what was happening to my body, or I would have had a complete and total breakdown. So my mind, disconnected from my body, floated off away somewhere else like a balloon. And I went somewhere much safer, much happier while I was being abused. If I had not done that, I would not have survived the abuse. I would not be here now talking to you about the abuse. The problem with this survival mechanism is that in adulthood, it becomes a reflex that can interfere with you being able to be present in your life. I had gotten to the point where I was dissociating at the least amount of stress. Certainly that could be something like an argument with someone or any kind of threatening situation. But I was also dissociating simply when I was getting too much social input, too much social interaction, and my agoraphobia and my panic would set in, and my mind would float away like a balloon. And I would be unable to properly hear and take in what was being said to me or understand what was going on around me. Now, this got to be a major problem in my marriage because here's this person, my wife, who has a reasonable assumption that I'm going to be listening to her and taking the time to understand what she's saying to me because that's a sign of respect. But because of the dissociation, there were times when she was talking to me where I would dissociate, my mind would float away, that balloon would float away, and I wouldn't hear what she had to say. And my response would make it clear I hadn't heard what she had to say, and she understandably thought that I was being disrespectful. Now, once I learned about dissociation in therapy, I started to work on, and am still working on, recognizing when I'm dissociating. So I can say, okay, I've separated and grabbed that string of that balloon and dragged that balloon back down so I can be conscious, so I can be present. I've also opened up a dialogue with my wife about the dissociation, saying, can I at times say to you, when you're speaking to me, wait a minute, I dissociated, I didn't hear what you had to say, and you can understand that that's not disrespect, and just simply repeat it for me so I can pull that balloon down and I can look at you and I can really understand what you're saying to me. In the long run, I think it's important to understand that many survivors dissociated when they were going through the trauma, and therefore they have a hard time being present in social situations. So if they don't hear you or they don't appear to be listening to you, it's not disrespect, it's dissociation. They're working very, very hard to try to be present in their lives because being present can have great rewards. But it's very, very difficult because, at least for me, that dissociation reflex can happen at any time, sometimes absolutely randomly. So we're working hard, we're doing our best, and we'd appreciate your patience. Thank you.